This is the Louie T Network. Hey, either you're outside or you're
in the lab room.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I am your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me here on this program. Week number 15 in the National Football League. Pittsburgh Steelers on the road taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Huge matchup. Both teams in the dead heat of playoff races. Both still have chances to win their respective divisions. Both have a chance to get into the postseason. Now, Steelers have a two-way go of it. They can win the wild card. They can win their division. Falcons only stand one chance of getting in, and that's through winning the division. Right now, currently at 5-8, Falcons need every single win they can get. They could actually lose this game against the Steelers, win out, and still win this division, but why not go into the postseason with a 3-game winning streak? Well, that sounds better than a 2-game winning streak, right? And that would get you to 8-8 on the season, which is much more respectable than a sub-500 team getting into the postseason. But hey, you just want in. Doesn't matter how you do it, you just want in. For the Steelers, coming into the game at 8-5, this is a big one. After what you did last week on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals, putting up 42 points and beating them, got those same guys week 17 at home, have a chance to still win this division. Got to continue to play consistent football and win leading up to that game to give you a chance. And so you feel really good about what you're doing right now, but you have to continue to play consistent football. And you need to see this defense. The offense has been scoring a boatload of points all season long. Since Big Ten has arrived on the scene, this offense has been borderline unstoppable. It's the defense that you worry about in Pittsburgh. Can this defense gel together, get into some kind of consistency and rhythm going into the postseason to give you a shot? If you're the Falcons, you scored 37 on the road at Lambeau. Tough environment to do that. Gave yourself a chance. Problem was you gave up 43 and lost that football game. Can you use the explosion and the offensive efficiency with which you played against Green Bay, against these Steelers in this game and try to get a win? You're going to have to do it without the services of one Julio Jones, the guy that was partly and probably the most responsible for that 37-point outburst against the Green Bay Packers. He's out with a hip point. Remember, he hurt himself late in that ball game in the later stages, so not available for this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's jump into this one. 8-5 Steelers, 5-8 Atlanta Falcons. Opening solid drive for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they go down the field, able to get in the field goal range and get on the board with a field goal. It's 3-0 Steelers early in this game. They add another field goal to the Steelers off the strength of what I thought was a missed call by the officials. Initially, throw the flag for blocking the back on Martavis Bryant. Big Ten was the guilty party. L.Bell with a catch and run out of the backfield. Gets a huge chunk of yardage, tremendous catch and run, but he was aided by a block in the back in the early stages of the play by Big Ten. Should have been called a block in the back. They had the right call, but Big Ben and head coach Mike Tomlin worked the officials, got into their ears. Officials came together, congregated, came back with a no call, picked up the flag. I thought the flag was rightly thrown. It was a block in the back. He did not get his head around. The shoulder was in the back of the defender, should have been blocking the back. They got away with one. Football gods always right or wrong. It's 6-0 despite the bad call. Steelers get a field goal out of the deal. Then the Steelers get a turnover. What comes after 5? Pick 6 for William Gay. Bring, bring. House call for William Gay. Click up as he picks it off and gets into the end zone on a touchdown. And just like that, it's 13-0. I'll tell you what. For all of the discussion about this Steelers defense needing to get better, the one guy that has been playing great football this season is William Gay. He will get beat on an occasion, but he's been the one guy in that secondary that you could trust this season. He's got 3 pick sixes, if I'm not mistaken, this year. I remember one vividly against Indianapolis. I believe he had another one on Monday Night Football versus the Tennessee Titans, and now another one here. And this was a nifty return. This wasn't like the other two against Indy and Tennessee where he picked it off, straight lane to the end zone, just run straight, you're in. This was one of those ones he had to cut back, maneuver, get in and out of blocks, set up blocks. This was a great return, got into the end zone. It's now 13-0 after one. Steelers jump on top of the Atlanta Falcons. If you're the Falcons, you couldn't have asked for a worse start to this game. You needed to start fast. Now you're down 13. Now you got to try to dig yourself out of a hole that you have created for yourself as you head to the second quarter. Falcons get their first score of the game, and it's set up by a bogus call by the officials. Football gods balancing out the scales. This is what generally happens in the course of a game. You see one bad call, that is rectified by another. All slates have been wiped clean. You can now continue playing football as Matt Ryan is planted. I mean, face mask into the chest. Down goes Ryan. Down goes Ryan. He's on the ground. He's not getting up. Probably out of breath. That was one of those knock the wind out of you type shots he took. Jason Wells just beats the right tackle off the line of scrimmage. He fans. Jason Wells gets a free shot on Matt Ryan and plants him, drills him. And they call him for roughing the passer. Now, I saw this call made in 2 games, this one included. The Seahawks 49ers was the other game that I saw. An egregious call. These are some very, very grotesque calls that they're making. These aren't why the rules were put in place. Okay? They didn't put these rules in place to stop the quarterback from taking shots. They put these rules in place to stop the quarterbacks from taking unnecessary shots. Shots to the helmet, shots to the neck, face area, shots with the crown of the helmet, which can be used as a weapon. This was the face mask planted right into the chest of Matt Ryan. This was clean. If the NFL put together an instructional video on how to sack a quarterback, how to hit a quarterback while in the pocket, this hit and the hit that Nick Moody put on Russell Wilson would be on that instructional video. I thought these officials dropped the football, but again, football gods, righting them wrong. So instead of it being 4th down and the Falcons having to attempt a field goal, it's now 1st down, and Matt Ryan finds a fingertip catching Devin Hester in the end zone for a beautiful grab to get the Falcons on the scoreboard. It's now 13-7 after the Falcons take advantage of that flag. Steelers with a beautiful 12-play, 80-yard drive, ending the half with this drive. This was gorgeous. This is how you want to do it. You eat up all the clock, leave the opposition no time to respond. And the play that I thought was the key on this drive was the tones. And man, there has to be some kind of an award you can give a receiver for having the type of year that Antonio Brown is having. Tones needs to be rewarded for what he's doing in Pittsburgh. Something, you know, and I know he's not winning the MVP. I know that. He should be in the consideration, though. I mean, what this guy is doing is insane. And I believe he still has that 5-catch streak, you know, 5 catches in every game that he's played. This guy is phenomenal, man. And this catch that he makes down by the sidelines, you know, at the 3-yard line, going out of bounds, toe tapping, this is gorgeous, man. I mean, this is what you practice in practice, how to catch these passes, get 2 feet down. This guy is phenomenal, man. And so that catch, it sets up a 2-yard L.B touchdown run to cap off that 12-play, 80-yard drive with an exclamation point. It's now 20-7. Steelers lead at the half. Steelers dominating in this football game right now is what they're doing. As Falcons start the second half with the field goal drive, so now they've cut the lead to 10 at 20-10. Falcons go 12 plays. They're trying to mimic what the Steelers did to them to end the first half. They go 12 plays, but they can't go the full 80 yards. Instead, it's 75 yards, all the way as close as the Steelers' 2-yard line before having to settle for a chip shot field goal. It is now 20-13. Steelers still on top as we head to the fourth quarter. Steelers respond to that Falcons field goal very quickly. And this was a very efficient and clean drive and a statement drive that, hey, we're coming in here and we're winning. Just in case you think you're gaining a little bit of momentum, 2 straight field goals, think you're doing something, we're going to put you to rest right now. Steelers go right down the field. Ben hits some chunk plays, one to Tones, the other to Heath Miller, and that sets up a 13-yard L.B touchdown run right down the sideline. Excellent blocking on the play by all parties involved. He gets into the end zone. It is now 27-13. Steelers back up by 2 scores. Falcons stay close with a 10-play, 69-yard drive that Roddy White caps off with a 7-yard touchdown to make it 27-20. But the Steelers are able to sustain offense and eat up the clock. Huge illegal contact penalty that keeps Steelers' drive alive, allows them to make the Falcons use their timeouts and eat up the clock. And then the Falcons, on a 3rd down, need to get a stop. They get a stop, they'll get the football back one more time. Ben rolls out to his right, finds a wide open Heath Miller down the field, hits him in stride. That's your football game right there, folks. Game, set, match. Everybody get in your cars, drive home safely. Steelers go on the road to Atlanta, come out with a 27-20 victory, leave this game at 9-5, still in the playoffs if it were to start today. Meanwhile, Falcons fall out of 1st place with the loss, going to 5-9. Now, with the Panthers winning against Tampa Bay, they move to 1st place at 5-8-1. So again, if you're the Falcons, this one stings because you had an opportunity. But if you win out, you have 2 games within the division at New Orleans, home for Carolina. You win those 2 games, you, my friend, get a ticket to the dance as the NFC South champion. So really, no harm, no foul. You now just have to take care of business against the rest of your division. For the Steelers, big win keeps your AFC North divisional crown hopes alive. Have to continue to win. And so for the Steelers, big one on the road, gets you to 9-5, keeps you in the postseason hunt for a wild card spot, and keeps your eye on the prize in the AFC North. That's going to do it for Steelers Falcons. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we covered all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down week number 15 in the National Football League. See you in a bit.